Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on yet another episode of the Talkatives podcast. Here we are, guys. We made it. What can I say? It was a wonderful, wonderful World Cup, and probably the best final ever. Now, I know I'm pretty young. I haven't seen that many World Cups, so take that with a grain of salt. But just in my lifetime, forget World Cup final. I don't think there's another final in general that could top what we saw on Sunday. What do you guys think?
It will not be topped in our lifetime. Like, that's how good it was, and the whole World Cup in whole was just really, really good. Like, peak entertainment. Like, we had games like, what was it? Was it like 6 in the morning and then 10 and then 2, like every day for like a week? And the upsets kept coming. And then, it kind of balanced out at the end where, guys were rooting for Morocco and Croatia, but, the Argentina and France, they're on a different level. By that time, all the pretenders were out, and it was just the guys who did it well enough to upset. So it's all good too. And even that final itself, I was like, I was rooting for France, Team Africa, but because, man, Messi is the ops. Like, why would I ever root for Messi? I'm a Ronaldo fan. Like, no, I want him to.
But you're rooting for the colonizers. At least that's what I'm hearing from other friends.
Here's the thing though. Like, that France team, that's like 75% African. We are recolonizing France. Like, at least the French national team is run by Africans.
So which one of the French which out of those Africans has a African wife?
I have nothing to say. If I speak, no, that's what's that on colonialism. But at the end of the day, it's like, those are still black African dudes with African parents who were raised African. Like Mbappe,
and that's where it ends.
No, Chouameni, Camavinga.
Okay, those guys are young. There's still hope for them yet.
I mean, they're gonna keep playing for France. Like, there's no hope for them playing for an African team. But we did see, like, what happens when, like, all your players choose to like play for an African team in Morocco. So it's like, hopefully more players can see that there's value in playing for the country, not even if you were born there, but the country you feel the most attachment to. And I can't even blame those guys for choosing to play for France, because those guys all went all the way in the World Cup twice. So, they made a good decision. But hopefully in the future, you can have more, maybe they were born in Africa and raised in France or England, or, they were raised there, they were born over there, but they still feel attachment to the motherland.
Okay. I mean, since we're still on France, I have one question. So they were pretty much dead for the first 70, 75 minutes, give or take.
Yeah.
Why? Why is that? Zach, let's hear from you first.
Well, the first 75 minutes, I'd say they were pretty much dead because of their midfield. Argentina press just didn't let them get enough touches on the ball. Didn't let it's really just they just marked out the key players, like I said, Antoine Griezmann. Just leave Dembele alone. Worry about it. Just make sure Griezmann and Mbappe are muffled up. Let's see what others do. And it's not like anybody else can do much, because Argentina midfielders, they were all over France. I mean, that's at least for the first 75 minutes. And then once he made the changes with Kolo Muani and And the other guy, I forget what his name is.
Kamavinga.
And Kamavinga. Thuram. But I felt like it was the Kolo Muani and Thuram. Yeah, I don't know what Dembele was doing this time.
Olo Muani. You can't tell me that man named African with that name.
What he was doing in this time. But yeah, Dembele did absolutely nothing. He played like a toy as usual. Yeah, and they subbed him off. Rightly so. The Sharks did the right thing and brought on Kolo Muani, as you saw.
On a side note, Dembele is what's this dude's name? He plays for Brazil and Man United. Winger Anthony.
Oh, you think? Oh, you're comparing them together. Oh,
yeah, bro, cut from the same cloth. A lot of dribbling, and by the time they get to the final third, nothing. And so, and they're more likely to dribble themselves into trouble than actually dribble into success.
I don't particularly agree with that on Dembele though, because I've seen on Dembele's end product whenever he successfully dribbles or shoots or crosses, like he has way more.
So I have to ask you a question. When do you just think back and really, search the confines of your memory when you witness this man, doing what you said he's been doing, that he's done rather. Was it during a contract year or during a time where he's been, well into his contract? Really look back. Literally, even with his time in Dortmund, he's always been balling out when he's up for a new contract. And that's how he fooled Barcelona to give him this extension.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, like, me seeing him ball out has been mostly this season. Like when he already got the new contract and he's healthy again. So Dembele is like, this is his year. Like he just went to a World Cup final. He's balling out for Barcelona, unfortunately, but like the boy is healthy. Anthony, like I feel like we cannot make an Anthony highlight that's based off assists and goals. Like it's all like dribbling skills, 2022, 2021. But Dembele actually, like, the boy is talented. Like you cannot deny Dembele is talented. Maybe that France game, he was locked out of the game, but it was up against a really good team in Argentina. I do. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like that boy, as usual, a lot of skills and no effort.
Yeah.
As usual.
And he does. He has had his moments this season for Barcelona, though. He has. He has had, and
it's Lewandowski. I understand where those assists come from now, and it's Lewandowski. It's not even close. Because I saw what he did for France. Like, he couldn't even uplift them at any moment in any game I saw for France at any point in that World Cup. And he started every game except for one. So, yeah, I'm sorry. The verdict is out on Dembele, bro.
Who would you have started over Dembele, though?
Kolo Muani. Easy.
I think that's 2020 hindsight. I mean, he hasn't really had many minutes.
No, because what I'm saying is, you know what I would have started
Kolo Muani was before this World Cup, right? Let's be honest.
No, but he scored the winning goal in the previous game, number 2, in the game that he actually started, that I saw him play, that France sat all their starters. Kolo Muani was one of the...
He plays for Eintracht Frankfurt. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
He's really dope player. He was the difference, at least attacking wise. He was able to draw some defense, some focus.
You know the problem?
He was actually able to draw focus off of Dembele. Oh, sorry, Mbappe. But Dembele on the pitch, they're just like, okay, let him do his thing. He's gonna dribble himself out. Don't worry.
Mbappe was another thing. That hat trick masks his game, but up until the 70th minute, he was happy. He's the reason why Argentina was able to attack as freely as they were, because he was refusing to track back on defense.
But it's like
they're constantly.
He's not supposed to track back on defense. Mbappe is meant to score goals, and he scored
that's
2, and
how he
that's
plays.
his
So you
job.
can blame him all you want, but that's just
Like, why
that's
would
not
you don't
the
want
system.
Mbappe to trap back?
You don't
Like in
want to
that
try.
France
That's
team,
just
like
not their system,
you should
and
have people to cover for Mbappe at all times.
that's just
Like
what
if
it is.
anybody you want to point to somebody why their offense was stifled, like look at Giroud. Like he didn't do anything in the World Cup final. Like he was waiting for
He
that
needs
whole.
needs service for that to happen. Midfield wasn't doing anything at all. Come on now.
Because, like I said, Antoine Griezmann had the most assists for them. Argentina knew their game plan. They understood who the danger people were, and it was not Dembele or Giroud or anybody else. It was Antoine Griezmann and Mbappe. Yeah, if and I mean you can blame Mbappe for not talking about the defense as much as you want, but he knows why he's on that team to score goals and do whatever it takes to put that ball in the net. So if you're treating triple team then quadruple team, and Antoine Griezmann can't get 2 seconds on the ball to find you or Giroud or anybody else, yeah, no, like I said, Argentina had a great game plan. They knew who the key people to key up on, and they did it brilliantly until Didier Deschamps switched up the game plan on them. And I think
They bring on Camavinga. Is that where I think that's like one.
yeah, but I don't think it had as much effect as those two up front did because it forced them, the Argentines, to actually play defense. And you see what happens when Argentinians try to play defense. Exactly.
France.
That's
Well, I think it was more tired legs than that.
even
I've had Otamendi. I've seen plenty of Otamendi at City to know that when the man gets tired, that's when the mistakes come out. So
even with tired legs, bro, still you have to credit France for what their Didier Deschamps at least for what he did. If you can bet tired legs, okay, fine, tired legs. But we've seen Argentina beat Croatia 3-0. There were no tired legs then. So that's what I'm saying, bro. You can blame tired legs as much as you want. But Didier Deschamps did make a brilliant change to the
I
game.
don't think it was tired legs at all. Too,
At all.
these
I don't think
guys,
so.
this is what they like. This is their entire lives, and Mbappe just showed up at the end. They won a penalty, and you know they put up a fight. I don't think they were ever gonna lose 2-0 in the final. Like they were always Mbappe was always gonna have something to say about that, and got his chance, and they scored 2 in 2 minutes. Like was it 2 or 3 minutes? Like they did that. You gotta give them their props.
I must
I give them props. But hold on. So wait. So what do you both rate? What do you give Deschamps as a rating for the match as a manager?
Oh my god, like 8, 9?
8 or 9?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm giving
He
them as close as
came
a
down
10
too.
possible because
I have to give him
like
I have to give him credit.
before the World Cup started, FIFA already decided Argentina was gonna win. And they came back from 2-0 down, and they scored in extra time after they went down again. Like they showed a lot of fight and a lot of spirit. Like you cannot take anything away from that France team. They were defending champions for a reason.
It was because
He only played for 30 minutes.
I don't know if you saw how early
the game is 90 minutes.
I don't know if you saw how early Didier Deschamps was quick to take off. I think Giroud and Dembele.
Yeah, it was like 70th minute.
That's horrible. That's horrible. That's him basically admitting that he put out the wrong lineup. If you have to make us not one but 2 substitutions that early,
you can see it as him playing the wrong lineup, or you can see it as him realizing that something needs to give in order to get back into the game, and then he switched it up and they equalized.
No, bro, no, that's if that if you need a switch up, you don't make a switch up. That you only have 5 subs.
Well,
why waste it?
Let me ask you, Marcus, since you want to kill Didier Deschamps so much.
I'm not killing him. I'm giving him what he rightly deserves, a 4 or 5.
Really? So what are you giving Scaloni?
What am I giving who?
Scaloni, the Argentinian.
An 8.
An 8?
Yo, the game plan was beautiful. Game plan was beautiful.
I'm giving him a 3, 4. Bet. What? You're up 2-0. What? You're up. Marcus, the game is in your hands. You're up 2-0. You can't
the manager can't be out there playing football, guy. The man can't be out there. It can be ultimately
Three best. I don't want to blame the players. No, Marcus, you don't get to do that.
It's not
Three, bro.
Argentina choose
So hold on. So you're giving a manager a 10. You're giving a manager a 10 for 30 minutes of good football.
I give him an 8.
For 30 minutes of good football.
I give him an 8
For 30 minutes of good football.
Because he brought his team back. He gave his team a chance to win the game. That's
no,
what
I think
If it wasn't
2-0 and you win the match.
You do realize if it wasn't for the fraudster that is Lautaro Martinez, we wouldn't even have extra time. We wouldn't even have had penalties. None of that.
Honestly, you can call him Lautaro Martinez a fraudster. Okay, Dembele, where were you? You know what I'm saying? We can go back and forth with both.
No, we can't. Dembele didn't miss no clear chances.
He didn't do anything. What did he do? Where did you see Dembele in that game? Please tell me.
Okay, so that's on the manager. That's on the manager with the lineup. You don't start him. But you can't blame. Oh, just because the guy's missing point blank chances, that's the manager.
You're blaming Otamendi. Exactly. That's what I said.
You know who Otamendi is.
It can go both ways. Why is Dembele not creating enough chances? Because he was terrible in that game. He played
because of the game plan. But as a manager, you should have known. You should have been able to predict how you played.
It took Dembele off in the 41st minute. I don't think anybody's.
And come on, that's a clear admission that he made a wrong line choice.
2-0.
Yeah.
No, you're command and you blew it. No, I'm giving the guy that came back and still. Well, that's what I'm saying. They should not have gone to overtime because they should have won it.
Honestly, it takes a special manager to realize that he royally he admitted defeat. He admitted he was wrong, but his subs worked. And it went down to penalties at the end of the day.
Scaloni's players saved him on penalties. Martinez, I'll give him credit.
He made a bunch of saves.
Scaloni, because if none of those saves, they lose in penalty, and you blow a 2-0 lead.
Look, come on, man. The manager can't be out there playing the football, playing the game, bro.
We could go both ways, brother. We could go both ways. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't put on players to stem the tide after they scored one goal. All you had to do was just stop them from scoring another goal. Well, you couldn't.
I don't feel like that's on the coach, though. I feel like that's on the players, like their mentality.
The coach did his job. You're up 2-0.
Still,
somehow still manages.
Still, either way, you still could not do enough to stem the bleeding. Okay, whether the coach did his job or not.
Yeah, we're like at the end of the day,
whatever he did was not enough.
France aren't chopped liver either. Like they were always gonna make it interesting in the end, you know. Like put some respect on France. Like they're really good, really good team. And like if you want to talk about
the man said they were out there playing Germany, bro.
Billy was starting because Nkunku got injured. Like there's so many.
No, I mean,
ifs and ands and buts.
I'm confused. You want to blame the players now or the coach? Like the players were playing bad. Okay.
Well, I'm confused. Wait. Hold on. Time out. I'm confused. How do you blame the manager for the players giving up a 2-0 lead after 75 minutes? How?
Blame the manager because he did not do just like the other manager did changes to his team to inject that comeback. I blame the other manager for not making changes to his team to stem the bleeding. You give up one goal. You're like, oh no, man. You got to make some changes. Whatever changes you did, it clearly did not work.
He thought the game was over.
And then you went up and gave up another goal. So
that's what it meant. He thought the game was going.
That's really what it was.
That's what happened, bro. You know, we could say the same thing about both teams, about both managers. But either way, it ended up in in penalties. But Argentina should have won that game in regulation. Simple. It's as simple as that. We can go up and down. You have a 2-0 lead, Marcus. 2-0 lead. You win that game in regulation. You win 2-1. You fight and win that game. Yeah, exactly. Your players ended up saving you, and really, as much as you can blame the players, they took the penalties, right? They
You're giving Deschamps, you're
Give
giving
the
Deschamps
some credit
8.
too.
You're giving Deschamps an 8.
Penalties.
You're giving Deschamps an 8.
What? Yes,
You're giving
absolutely.
Hey.
Because he realized what he did wrong early and made the changes in the first half. And I like that. Because he's like, no, scrap it, change it. But Scaloni, I don't know what he was doing. He was like, Messi, please save us. Please play.
This is what you're saying. You're taking this is what you're saying.
In every knockout game for them, how many penalties did he score? Like, come on.
This
is what you're saying, bro. This is what you're saying.
This was his first looking like prime. I don't know, like come on.
Yeah. Ronaldo, Penaldo.
Yeah. Yeah, like how many penalties did that man score? But if it's Ronaldo that scored penalties,
I'll give you that.
Lose everything. It's okay. It's fine. Look, I have
at least the soccer gods struck and even the odds because they gave Mbappe 2 penalties. That's all I'm happy at.
Yeah, But those penalties were deserved. Like the refereeing at this World Cup been like airtight. Like I only hope.
Airtight.
Not against Man City.
On this one.
Airtight. As airtight as the Brooklyn Tunnel is. That's as airtight as that is.
Tell me one time where the referees messed up, please.
First off, that penalty they gave to Ronaldo.
The penalty they gave to who?
Ronaldo.
What penalty is that?
What do you mean the first one he scored? What do you mean? That wasn't a ban.
Oh, you're going way back to the group stage. Oh, I was really focused on. I'll give you an example.
This World Cup was
the Netherlands Argentina game. That ref was terrible.
Oh yeah, Argentina got some questions.
And said, "Yo, FIFA, what's up with these refs?" Literally in the interview after the game, Messi said, "What are you doing? What's up with these refs?" So
was that the game that Bruno Fernandes was complaining about, saying like the refs were in
No, Netherlands Argentina.
All right, well, I don't know. There was a lot of games. I don't really remember what happened.
Refereeing, I won't say airtight, but one thing I'll say about refereeing is that it was consistent throughout the entirety of the tournament. So that's what I got to give.
If they started out bad in the game, they finished off bad. If they started off good, they finished off good. So at least it was consistent. We can say that. Yes, because that Netherlands Argentina game was one of the worst.
All the games that people left complaining about the referees. The one thing they have in common is that they weren't alone. There were other people complaining about that.
Yes, everybody. The ref screwed over everyone. So at least they were consistent. But yeah, there were some bad refs. I mean, not every ref is going to be A1, A sauce. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get a few rotten apples here and there, you know.
Bro, there was a ref that was banned from reffing the final.
How do you?
Wait, which one was that?
Like, isn't there already like a selection?
Was it Argentinian or French? Like, how do you get banned from refereeing the final? Like, how bad do you have to mess up for that?
No.
Hold on, let me look it up real quick. Anthony Taylor, banned from.
Of course, Taylor. Of course, Anthony
Hey,
Taylor.
that's our boy now. That's our own boy.
That's not my boy. Look,
It's about time.
things,
It's about time.
all the things I would not from my worst enemy. I wish them on Anthony Taylor. Man, don't make me drop the F-bomb, but F that dude. Like, I do not like him. I hope he burns in a special hell for all eternity. He is not good referee at all.
He's not. He's not
at all. He's terrible.
I'm pretty sure he's a Man fan.
He's a Man United fan too, which is like you know, like
so. No, like seriously, he's a Man U fan. That's who we have wrestling Premier League games. Yeah.
They're probably going to make him a knight in a couple years. They're going to knight him because you know England is ass backwards on their customs like that. Like,
oh, speaking of England, like, so how do you guys think England's performance this World Cup was?
I mean, to be honest, I think it was to be expected. I really wasn't expecting them to go very far. I always thought quarterfinal was probably going to be the limit of what they could get. Not for the sake of their talent, but more so because I am really not a fan of Southgate. I don't think he really has an idea of what he wants his team to play. Like when I watch England play, I don't really get to see any rhythm, any plan, no like 1-2s. Like, you know how there's like teams within a team, like the whole right side will have like a whole type of chemistry, which is a completely different chemistry from the whole left side, and it's just like,
remember Fabio Capello? Remember Fabio Capello, who couldn't see left from right and right from left? This is what England does. This is what they does. If it wasn't Gareth Southgate, it would be another Northgate who doesn't know how to manage. It's England.
England have like a very trash head coach and assistant coaches, and they also suffer from a lot of key injuries. So yeah, they did what they did, and then Harry Kane choked.
Even without those injuries,
they could have still been a great. They could have done more. It goes down to the coaching, like Marcus said, like
mismanagement from Fabio Capello to Gareth Southgate, like from frying pan to fire.
I feel like there was somebody in between there too, wasn't it? What was his name? The dude who coached like West Ham that got fired. After like 1 year.
Oh, you're talking about the old man,
Yeah. The one that every relegation team hires. What's his name? You know the one.
But he only coached England for literally like a month, and then they were like, "Yeah, no, we need Gareth Southgate."
Yeah, like
this is what England does. Like I'm at this point, like I'm putting England on the Dallas Cowboys list.
Sam Allardyce.
Sam Allardyce, yeah. So I'm putting England on the Dallas Cowboys list. All right. I don't even blame the players or the coach anymore. Because we know the coach is bad. Like, we've known this since last World Cup. It's been 4 years. Is that
he hasn't really been in charge since the last World Cup? Like,
yes.
He was at the Euros.
The Euros, we've known this is so England.
One question. Why haven't they fired him yet?
Because it's so England.
They want, I think the main thing is they want somebody from England to be a manager.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't think there's anybody better than Gareth Southgate at the moment.
You know what?
The job.
You know what they need to do. You saw how Portugal's coach got fired / resigned, right? Now they want Mourinho to be the national team coach and be an AS Ghana coach. You know what England need? England needs to hire Graham Potter. But let Potter.
Honestly, I was thinking it.
No, calm down. No, they don't. No, they
should.
Wait, but I have a question. Why don't more managers do the both jobs at once?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, why not? Like, Half the time as a national team coach, you do not coach for months. Like, what are you doing for months? You're just doing scouting. Let's get actual managers that are always locked into the game on a weekly, daily basis.
Don't you have like a department? Don't you have a scouting department? Like you can just, man. I'm thinking like you get one. If you're in the Premier League, you probably at most have 2 matches a week, right? If you're not, you're not. If you're not in the top four in Champions League, if you're in Champions League, you're probably gonna have 3 matches a week when you put in domestic cup ties and all that stuff. But okay, so let's say you're not in the Champions League and you're just, in the cup ties and you just have your one match a week for Premier League. I see no reason why throughout the week there's going to be an off day for one off day for the team. You watch film from your scouting department on that for the international day on that one day, and then you keep it pushing. Like I really don't think it's. I mean, I may be foolish because not knowing the full story, but I really don't think it's that intensive that you can't do both.
Y'all are really underestimating how much work these club men, not international club managers, do. No, I'm not saying international job is like that high demanding, but club, bro, especially a Premier League club. What owner's gonna want you spending his time with you paying you 20 odd million a year with you splitting his time between his team and international?
No. You're right. You're right. If you're talking about a different international team, but we're talking about England.
It doesn't really matter, bro.
I don't know. I think it's a different type of value that comes with it.
I don't think you understand. Like, I'm pretty sure, like,
it's such a crazy idea, though.
Of managing or whatever these coaches go through comes before and after the games. That's what I'm saying.
I hear you.
That time that you're supposed to be planning with or doing whatever scouting you need to do for your club, like you're splitting it with club and country. It's like, it's tough, man.
I'm not saying it isn't tough, but I'm just saying on the flip side, there may be times when it's worth it. Because I mean, look at staying on the Graham Potter example. Can you imagine what Chelsea owners would feel if Graham Potter, let's say in the perfect world, Graham Potter gets the England job, retains the Chelsea job, doing both at the same time? Can you imagine a scenario where the man wins, potentially, he wins Euros, Premier League, Champions League in the same year?
No,
what that would do for what?
That wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen.
What?
I feel like Potter is a candidate because he already coaches half of the England team already, and he has a clear philosophy that he's gonna put into like both Chelsea and the England national team. I feel like that would be great for England.
This is a business, okay? I don't care about England.
It's more so. It's a business. No. You brought it up. More so it's a business.
That's like
just think promotion. Just think about the promotional appeal, the marketing. The Chelsea manager and England manager winning the highest of highs in everything that you will win.
If Graham Potter became the England manager, like we can attract talent, Bellingham and all these other young players that are trying, like everybody is like raging about, like it
That's what I'm saying. I don't think
okay.
They're good anyways.
This is where I wash my hands of the situation because I know.
I'm not gonna have no all English club team.
You told me you're wild.
Potter is good and is a good enough coach to man. If they're talking about Jose Mourinho managing Roma and Graham Potter can match.
Drink is that any?
But the owners are never. I guarantee you, no owner is gonna let that happen.
Zach, I saw you had a dark drink. Is that any?
What? No, it's actually pomegranate juice.
Nonsense. It's definitely alcohol. You're drunk.
It's
sound
red.
drunk.
It's red. It's pomegranate juice. I'm so sorry.
Okay, red wine. I don't no need to call it pomegranate juice, man. You're drunk. It's okay.
Cheers.
The nonsense I'm hearing from you. Only a drunk person can make it.
Wine. Like literally, when's the last time you saw me drink wine, checks? Please just
listen, man. All right. Let's put a wrap. I have last question to put it a wrap. Let's put a wrap on the World Cup talk. Last question. So with Argentina's win, Is it officially official? Messi number 1, Ronaldo number 2?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
What do you
Messi
know?
No.
He's the undisputed greatest footballer of all time, Zach. It's okay.
Wait, stop, Zach, stop it.
It's
Who's your number 1? Who's your number 1?
It's not.
Who's your number 1?
Greatest footballer of all time?
Yes.
Spell it.
Okay. I can't fight it.
3 World Cups. Come on.
I can't fight it.
Bro,
I can't fight the
Pele was scoring against literal Brazilian farmers back in the 1970s.
Messi's penalty his way to a World Cup winner. Penalty his way in that win. Okay.
Messi played the most. Messi played the most. I hate that you're making me defend Messi. Like, I'm just gonna say Messi is the undisputed. I'm not defending it. I'm not defending my argument.
Like, you can put up your numbers.
I'm not arguing with you no more. No, I'm not out here defending Messi, but he is the greatest. Like, no,
like, man, people like this, you just shake your head.
It's not.
At least he chose Pitt. At least he chose somebody that's hard.
3 World Cup, bro.
He could.
3 World Cups. 3, 1, 2, 3.
You know.
He could have been disrespectful and said somebody like Buffon. You know.
But
let's just be glad he said Pele. Let's just be glad he said Pele. He could have been disrespectful and said Buffon. So hey, man.
You guys think I hate Messi? I don't. But I'm gonna judge Messi. You want to put him on good status, so I'm gonna judge him against a good Pele.
But like Messi was won way more trophies than Pele. Way more.
3 World Cups. Messi penalty his way to a World Cup win with the help of Julian Alvarez, Alexis McAllister from Brighton.
And Ronaldo has 5.
Wait, you said penalty, so the goal, the assists don't account for anything.
What assists? How many? There were 3, little measly 4 assists. Okay, cool.
4 assists, and not all of his goals were penalties.
He didn't even win Golden Boot.
I mean, he scored a hat trick.
He has the same amount of World Cup trophies and appearances as a 23-year-old Kylian Mbappe.
Mbappe is built different though. Like the next generation is going to surpass the generation that came before. That's why Messi is better than Pele. The same way Mbappe is going to be better than Messi.
Hold on.
Pele.
I don't exactly agree with your point on Mbappe is built different. Now the guys are immensely talented, but I have to be honest.
Uh-oh.
They had Messi with some of the Argentina teams that Messi played with. They had Messi playing with sheep farmers and cattle herders.
No,
like,
I agree with that.
Yo. Higuain was a fraud. Higuain was a wolf in sheepskin. No, it was a sheep in wolfskin.
How we know it's a fraud,
bro? Yeah, like
they're now winning the World Cup U17 with Messi and Higuain and all.
Bro,
oh my God, they won the World Cup U17. They cannot lose. There's no way. 10 years later,
bro,
you're break with all that, bro.
Bro, listen. As good as Mbappe is, the France teams have all since Mbappe's induction into the France team, the squads that France put out have been spectacular. Mbappe aside, they've been spectacular.
Okay, without Mbappe, do they even make the World Cup final?
With the injuries as is right now?
No.
I mean, let's be honest. You have to factor that in.
They won. The one they won without
2018
and Mbappe. Do they even make that final?
Oh heck yeah, bro! Conte is back there making that final.
Oh god.
No, because you gotta score goals to win games. Like who's scoring their goals? So they have that.
Which one had 2 goals? What are you saying?
I mean, what?
Bro?
Do you know how many assists people were getting, bro? The guys in the goal scoring form, but you listen to score goals, you have to get service. Yo, the team was playing fantastic. Pogba was fantastic. Come on, guys.
You have 21-year-old Mbappe balling out on the way to win the World Cup. Now, come on now.
How disrespectful?
That's
You
Yeah,
give back credit, but you also have to look at the squad.
that team is not making the finals without Mbappe, bro. They can go far, but are they making the final without Mbappe?
Yes. You're thinking Mbappe. You're thinking Mbappe is Messi status, like the way that Messi's able to was able to put a team on his back.
He scored more goals in the World Cup final than Messi ever has. Okay, so calm down about that. Mbappe has more goals in the World Cup
We just
final.
compared their teams, right?
Yes.
We've just compared the teams, the World Cup teams that Mbappe has played with
I'm not
are all better than all of the Argentina teams, including this one.
And that team is going to keep getting better, and Mbappe might be
I'm
back in
taking
the
away
final.
all your excuses right now. No teams, just looking at their numbers. Kylian Mbappe has more goals in the World Cup final than Messi.
You have a better base. You have a better supporting cast.
All the excuses. Thank you, sir. There you go.
What do you mean excuses? If we're putting them at the same talent level, obviously the one with the better cast is going to be able to perform better.
When do goats need excuses?
Oh Lord,
You're the GOAT. You're supposed to rise above all of it. When do you need an excuse? Messi, your team was.
That's how you know. That's how you know he's the GOAT, though, because he literally carried his team to a World Cup trophy
on his back.
But did not have to do it as much work as Messi did for Argentina.
I don't think he will ever have to do as much work as Messi did.
His squad is already stacked. All he got to do is not defend for 75 minutes and then win a penalty and then score right after. Like
he showed up for 30 minutes, bro.
To shine. Like don't do nothing for 60, 75 minutes and then you score 2 goals and then you win for another penalty and you score. It's not like Mbappe scored those 3 goals like he dribbled everybody. No, 2 of them was penalties.
Thank you.
So Messi didn't score any penalties either.
Yeah.
So why are you only focusing on the penalties? Like the guy didn't assist in the game as well.
Messi's getting assist. He's scoring. He's driving the team forward. He just does nothing and then he scores. But Messi was always there throughout the entire final. Like you saw Messi. Saw all the work France did to shut down Messi, and it didn't work.
They couldn't shut down Mbappe either. He had a hat trick. What are you saying?
They could have shut him down. He was non-existent for 75 minutes.
And he scored 3 goals.
Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
Okay.
I'm trying to take anything from Mbappe, but it's like Messi.
It's like, bro, Messi scored on penalties too. He scored 1 goal in open play and 1 goal from penalty. Mbappe scored 1 goal from open play and 2 from penalty. Why are you blaming Mbappe? It's not his fault. He converted his penalty.
I wasn't blaming Mbappe. I'm just saying that in that final,
what did he do? He stood around for
Messi was way more influential in the game than Mbappe.
Goals win matches. I'm sorry. Just get me the goal.
And his hat trick did not win the trophy. All I'm saying is Messi was way more influential.
Because guess what? His great team that you said, oh, yeah, great team.
Did technically score 4.
Let me score the penalty. Thank you. So the business that Mbappe had.
That's none of my business.
Penalties.
That's not my business. Argentina was a better penalty shooting team. We knew this.
Penalties except for Mbappe. Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
so who do you think? This is not a question. I just want to know you guys' opinion. Like, do you think Argentina deserved that?
Yes, absolutely.
They were the better team on the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The show, what's the name? The keeper. The keeper. My player of the tournament. Y'all might get pissed at me. Is the keeper, Emi Martinez. That's my player of the tournament.
The save he made in deep in the second half of the time.
The penalty saves, the previous match, the save is the keeper, but no.
You know, on the side note, right after that save, the frogs there.
The little Aston Villa keeper from the Premier League that Messi size away from.
Aston Villa, Arsenal keeper. Arsenal had him first. Arsenal, but they believed in Bert Leno and let him go for pennies on the dollar.
Nonsense.
Nonsense.
No, I know.
You know what's crazy? After
Yeah.
that first season after they let him go, he went on to win the Copa America.
Yes, he did. Like I'm saying, bro,
Poor Arsenal.
Messi ain't won no World Cup without Emiliano Martinez making those penalty saves. That's all I'm saying, bro. All right? Because Messi could have shut guys up like me by what? Win the game outright. Win that game. Win it 2-0. Win it 2. You want to celebrate, bro. But you let people creep back into the game and penalties where everybody on France missed but Mbappe. So what do you want to tell me? Whose team was better? Tell
People
me.
like you that give the Ronaldo stands life.
No, I'm not even that much of a Ronaldo fan. His coach
I'm not saying that you are, but as you know,
Look,
it's people like you that stroke the fire.
No. The people that give them that name are way worse. They're
I don't miss that coach. I
way,
don't miss that consistency.
way
I'm being
worse.
consistently objective and
I know
honest.
because I'm one of
I care about
you.
what is my greatest argument for Kai Havertz, guys? What is my greatest argument for Kai Havertz?
Kai's a fraud.
No, but no, I'm saying I'm consistent because my greatest argument for Kai is his Champions League goal. Goals win games, bro. It's simple. You want to go up and down, bro. If you take the moment and
Never seen a player live off one moment.
I mean, shit. Like, if we're judging Kai Havertz off that moment, like he's better than 99% of footballers on the planet because, like, the other 98% haven't scored a Champions League goal. You know, like he had his moment, and like I'm not taking it off of fraud watch anytime soon because I have no reason. But he did split out the Champions League.
You think he's gonna come and save Chelsea? Okay, let them come and do that. Then I'll say until that player comes.
Speaking of Premier League football, since we're done, like we have a whole batch of games coming up. Starting Monday. Monday with Brentford, Tottenham, Southampton, Brighton, Leicester, Newcastle. Actually, we have 5. Ooh, we have 7 games on Monday. 2 games on Tuesday. Then a Wednesday game, Leeds, Man City. Where do we think our teams are finishing this season? I already know what Marcus is going to say. But I think it's a little more uncomfortable for like myself and Zach.
I have 0.
So Marcus, you go first.
Of course, okay. Listen, where we're gonna finish, man. You know, us Manchester City. You know, we're gonna be the first team since the fraudsters on the other side of Manchester to three-peat, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna three-peat. Now, the bigger question is what we're gonna do in Champions League, but you know. As shameful as it was for my faded Belgium squad to get out and get knocked out. What do you say? Yeah, bro, I was rooting for him. You know, Kevin De Bruyne is my favorite player in football, so you know I gotta see that man.
KDB is not the same as KDB for Belgium. Those are 2 different people. One is a fraud.
No, they're the same. Wait, no. They're the same. It's just you have to look at who's around him. The man was sending passes. His team was letting him down. Hazard? Oh, Lord. That man cannot even reach a pass anymore. Yo. Like, he's trying to give dynamic through balls. And Hazard, if he could give Hazard his knees.
They didn't play, number 1, they didn't play to their strengths. And number 2, they benched Batshuayi. The guy who scored the only goal for them in the tournament.
I mean,
they deserve it.
I told you about Batshuayi.
Relying on Batshuayi to score goals for you, you're not doing anything.
You're not doing any stuff for service.
Tournament.
For them. All the way.
But like that just shows how.
I mean, I think Lukaku a record goal scorer though.
You know how I judge players, bro. Score the goal.
The golden generation. You know, like
Listen, you're not taking this. Listen, y'all not gonna take this away from me. We are going to finish number one in the Premier League. Arsenal is just keeping that spot warm for us at the moment. Champions League,
the Golden Boot.
What is it?
You think Haaland gonna win the Golden Boot?
Do I think Haaland's already won it? They've already printed the trophy with Haaland's name, bro. They're just waiting until the appropriate date to actually give it to him in hand.
Okay.
Where was I? Oh, Champions League. Boom. We're making the semifinal, and we'll come back. We'll come back as the time comes closer for my thoughts on going forward. But up until now, I'm not going to risk of jinxing everything.
I'm not going to jinx it. Bro said we have zero chance to win the Champions League.
We're making the semifinal.
Hey! Listen. I'm confirming 100% semifinal. I don't want to jinx anything more. No, I'm not saying no final. I'm just saying,
But you're not confirming that you will
make. Let me wait until before I speak it into existence, because
can you confirm you will
you can try to speak something into existence and all of a sudden it turns into a curse.
Y'all might not make semifinal.
Who? We're not you. Stop it.
The way you're talking. Because if you
Chelsea could easily win the Champions League this year, like it's nothing.
Easily. Stop it. You went into this World Cup break on a 3-game losing streak. Behave yourself.
That means nothing, bro. Honestly,
it should be everything.
Y'all been playing. Y'all been the best team in the Premier League for how many years? You still can't win a Champions League.
Don't worry. This is our year.
We won Champions League once when we were.
This is the second time you said this is our year. I'm gonna make a compilation of you saying this is our year.
Y'all disrespect me too much. We are going to make the final. We're going to win whatever team we face. We're winning 3-2.
Okay.
Champions
League going to have 3 goal contributions.
See, this is the
hat-trick, 2 goals, 1 assist, 1 goal, 2 assists. I don't care. He's having 3 goal contributions.
We say, bro.
This date, December 20th, 2022. Mark it on the wall. The day Marcus said we will win the Champions League, and the scoreline at that 3-2. Where are we facing?
Who are you facing? Who?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, fine. All right.
That's what I was trying to look up, like what we got in the Champions League. Let me see.
I think we have Dortmund.
Oh, they got Leipzig. Nkunku.
Yeah, they have Leipzig.
Nkunku is also injured for a while.
Yeah.
We got Dortmund.
Did you get in the senior?
Bayern, Milan, Spurs, Liverpool, Madrid, Inter, Porto, Frankfurt, Napoli. Yeah. Definitely Timo Werner anytime go score against Man City. That'll probably hit.
Y'all are doing. Listen, I'm not gonna pretend like I don't notice what you're doing. You're doing everything you can to not talk about your shitty club. It's your time now. Talk about Chelsea. What do you see? Where do you see yourself?
First of all, where's Chelsea in the table right now?
First of all, let me just go and tell you,
Bros are 8th. It's only gonna get from there.
The better, it's gonna get worse.
It's only going to get better.
Mid-table squad.
We got a lot of injuries, but we're also making a lot of signings to make up for those injuries.
Every time we're like in the Champions League and we're like shaking the Premier League,
we win the Champions League.
We normally do pretty well. I'm not going to say
or win a cup,
but I'll say we do pretty well in the cup.
Okay. In memoriam, let me first of all mourn our recent injuries. Andrew Broja out for the rest of the season. Yeah. Fofana re-injured his knee.
Yes.
Is that it?
Time soon.
Reece James is back in training but not fit. So it's like we're also making.
Is he not gonna be fit enough to play in the upcoming matches?
I doubt it.
Reece James?
Yeah.
No, he's not fit yet. He will not be fit by next week from now on Tuesday. He's not going to be back for maybe like 2 more weeks. Conte is still out for a couple months.
I don't know if Conte back this season.
But like Zach said, every time we are this trash in the Premier League, we always make deep runs in these domestic cups. So
back from the World Cup with a vengeance.
Yeah, with a lot to prove, and I hope he proves it. Like if he doesn't prove
In
it,
that last game,
there's a list that starts with an F and ends with a T that I will nominate him for. So he better like
Mr.
prove
Pulisic
me
is
right.
coming back with a vengeance.
Pulisic is
We
also
said it ends with a T.
let's not
Hakim
forget
Ziyech.
Ziyech.
Hakim Ziyech
Ziyech has a lot to prove.
vengeance.
I really feel like it cannot get much worse for Chelsea because we're already out of the Champions League spots. Like all we got to do is just win games. Like we're playing Bournemouth, so it's like it is what it is. I feel like they will figure it out. Like
Honestly, yeah.
the worst case scenario, we finish outside the top four and we win the Premier League. And Marcus, that's just how our team is built. Way differently from your team.
We'll make top
You're not making that. You're not winning the Premier League.
It's gonna be like one
It's
of
not
those.
dire. Imagine it was Man City in 8th position. They'd be panicking. They'd be burning down the Etihad. They have like Malakov.
You say that like the year.
They'd
say
be
that
burning
like
off cocktails at the team bus. But Chelsea were like, it
you
ain't
say that
nothing.
like 2 years ago when we beat Liverpool by 1 point, by a couple points. We didn't start the season in 8th. When we bought Diaz, everybody was saying, everybody in the media was saying, oh, shambles. Pep can't manage to coach defense. He spent over $500 million on just defensive, and look at where Manchester City is. We bought Diaz, and all of a sudden we're back to sliced bread and manna.
But you also employed John Stones, Nathan Aki, and Otamendi. So, like,
You're absolutely right. I listen. I've been very consistent in what I'm saying. The only defender we have is we have 1.5 defenders, Diaz and Kyle Walker. I don't count João Cancelo as a defender. He's a midfielder masquerading as a left back. But other than that, we only have 1.5 defenders. So
looking shaky. So
look, Chelsea. I definitely think we're gonna fight back. I don't really expect nothing from them, but I know they're gonna do something. They're gonna do something good.
We'll be fine. We'll finish top 4.
We'll be alright. We'll be alright. And it's like worst case scenario. Let's just say worst case scenario. We don't qualify for the Champions League.
I'll tell you this: it'll be just like when we made it with Tuchel. It'll come down to the last game of the season,
bro. But even if worst case scenario we don't qualify for the Champions League, who gives a shit? We've won it twice. Way more than Arsenal and Man City combined. Like, we do not care that much. We'll win the Europa.
You really think
our European trophies?
You think Brighton is gonna go over us? Who? You think Brentford is gonna
yes, I think Brentford's gonna go over you.
They're not doing anything more than Chelsea. Like y'all need to realize the levels. There's levels to Premier League teams, and like there's Chelsea, Arsenal, Man U, Liverpool, and then Man City. Like,
my God, you're a mid-table club.
Like, come on.
We have been playing. We did play
like
bad.
European pedigree. Man City doesn't know nothing about that. Arsenal don't know nothing about that.
In those friendlies, it's still not looking encouraging.
Like the crazy thing about Chelsea's lows is like they immediately get to the highest high, like literally the same season or the next season.
We'll figure it out.
Like y'all are so happy just like winning Premier Leagues, but we shall see what happens. Like Arsenal, maybe they're pretenders, maybe they're not, but I'd rather see them win than Man City.
I think that we're about to see them go on a massive losing streak because of the Gabriel Jesus injury. I think they have the talent to beat the bad teams, but I think with this injury, they no longer have what it takes to rock it with the big boys. So I think the first game that they go up against a big boy, which I think might be us, is the first time they see somebody within the top 6 after the break. And I think what we're going to see, instead of them trying to be on the front foot and implement the attacking football that's been a lot of that's brought them a lot of success this season, I think they're going to be more of a Tottenham style of play, sit back and try to go on the counter.
It might shock you, like this break Like, I don't think it helped. Like, the teams that were informed are the ones that are gonna suffer the most from this little World Cup break. Like, teams like
You would
Chelsea that
think.
went to and needed a break, they're probably gonna be like the best coming out the gates. But teams like Man City, Arsenal, um, I don't think they're gonna be able to just pick up where they left off. I feel like everybody's starting over from scratch, and the teams that were doing the worst are probably gonna do a little bit better than the ones that are already doing great. So we'll see.
I don't think so. I think we're in a much better shape. We're in much better shape than most, considering our heaviest hitters didn't qualify for the World Cup at all. Haaland being the front runner of that one. So
But
I think we
Haaland
just
also hasn't played any football in over like a month now, so it's like he's not
yeah.
in form
And
at
so
all.
he didn't play football over the summer, and he's the current goal scoring leader. So
They'll be fine.
Well, we gonna see you like we got y'all in the FA Cup, the FA Cup draw. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I'm not excited. This is the first time in my life I'm not excited for Premier League football to come back, but it's gonna be back regardless.
listen, you're gonna open up with an L. Oh my goodness, yo, oh football gods, you've heard me today. Let Arsenal and Chelsea begin with an L. Amen.
No, let FIFA investigate Man City, even though they will be investigating
So
themselves.
the last investigation they tried. Not only were we supportive, we even took it to arbitration and we won.
And you paid them off.
Listen, y'all put in money. Listen, don't worry,
Bro. Y'all flew over FIFA headquarters and like airdropped a supply crate of cash. Like I was there. I saw what happened with my own 2 eyes. So
nonsense. You're too busy losing.
all right, Premier League. Be back.
Closing statements. Any?
Yeah. So who was your young player of the tournament? Of the World Cup tournament?
I definitely don't agree it being with Enzo Fernandez. I'm sorry if I said his last name wrong. My young player definitely had to be Cody Gakpo.
Ooh.
Had to be Cody Gakpo. Had to be. Player of the tournament, I'm fine with it being Messi because he had a phenomenal from round of 16 knockouts. He's phenomenal.
And his team won, so yeah.
Now the Emi Martinez, I'm okay with it with the Golden Glove.
Okay.
But if I had to make a choice, I would have given it to
the tournament.
What you say?
He's 30 years old.
No, I said Emi Martinez should have won player of the tournament, but never mind.
Stop.
Bro, did we not predict in like a previous podcast that Messi was going to win player of the tournament no matter what? And yeah, he did.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
we were thinking, but when we just said it, we were thinking it was just going to be based on name. He actually deserved it. What? Listen, you need to stop it. Emi Martinez does not deserve this trophy over Messi.
I don't know, man. I think he did.
All right, and with that, thank you guys for listening in. I'm sorry that this little bit of foolishness is the last thing you have to listen to. But
so foolish. Look at the numbers.
He would have won still if player of the tournament had like a 1, 2, 3, maybe Martinez would have been 2 or 3, like after Mbappe, obviously.
2 or 3? The fact that you put
he made some insane saves though. Like he saved a bunch of penalties. He like he was really good. Like, bro, like there's a reason every last 3 years I pick him first in my fantasy team. He's him. Like he is that guy, pal. Like he's really good.
He really is. He kept 3 clean sheets. Like, dude, that's
we were talking about Chesney. Like, no,
it's Emi.
We're supposed to be talking about Martinez.
It's Emi, bro. Well,
and on that note,
Chesney's team should not even have been in the knockout round, like I said.
Poland is so trash. I just want to get him like Albuquerque, like trash.
But L3, Mexico couldn't Mexico couldn't score a
Lewandowski.
goal from open play. That's why they didn't even make that knockout round. So at the end of the day, Emi Martinez, man, that guy should have been a player of the tournament. I'm sorry, bro. Messi
But
scored penalty.
but at the same time, there was no chance they were gonna give it. It was always gonna. It was we both know it was always gonna be.
You know what? It was gonna be Messi. It didn't matter what Emi Martinez did. I'm saying with my two.
Bro could have scored from his own goal, and it was and it would be 1-0, and they'll still give it to Messi.
It's from my own eyes. It's like I said. Y'all can say, "Oh, I'm crazy, I'm a loon," but I know what I saw. It's Emiliano Martinez, bro.
Not crazy, but
phenomenal.
Not crazy, but definitely alone. And on that note, thank you guys for listening in. It's been a great episode. We'll catch you guys in the next one.
Cameroon had the best performance against Brazil. Okay.
Oh yeah. In this episode,
bro had Cameroon. Get out of here, like.